Today on FSI, we are breaking down the Arizona Cardinals and the Buffalo Bills from a betting perspective. Now, we're currently 16-4 in our official moves through Twitter, so make sure you're following that. Now, I've done all the film research and he's gone through all the analytics so we can give you the best information to make an educated decision on the game. I'm your host, Tom Cross, and to my right is our analytics expert, Stephen Fu.
Thanks for tuning in this week. The Bills are on the road as a 1.5 point underdog. They're plus 110 on the money line, and the Cardinals, they're minus 130.
Now, I like the Bills in this situation. They've been able to run the ball and pass the ball very effectively the last couple of weeks. Now, Kyler Murray is constantly under pressure. Against the Dolphins, he was rushed 12 out of 34 dropbacks, so that's not a good sign for me. I feel like the Bills are well equipped to handle him because they just faced Russell Wilson, who is a similar quarterback, and they were able to come through and limit him.
The Buffalo Bills put up 44 points last week against the Seattle Seahawks. And although they're a weak defense, it was still very impressive nonetheless. And the Bills also improved their division-leading record to a 7-2 on the entire season. And on the opposite side of the ball, the Arizona Cardinals are right in the middle of a wild card race. So I'm pretty shocked at the spread because the Cardinals haven't performed that well this year.
Quarterback Kyler Murray is one of the most hardest working quarterbacks I've ever seen. This guy's constantly scrambling around. He's constantly trying to make plays down the field. And when nothing's there, he runs just like a running back, gets out on the edge and picks up 5 or 6 yards. Overall, I've given him a B+. He's really looking good in his sophomore season.
Josh Allen had a monster performance last week. He had 415 passing yards, which matches season best this year. He also had 3 touchdowns on the game. Now, he will be up against a much better defense, so I'll be surprised if he can replicate that same performance.
Both offenses put up a ton of points last week. Now, I can see why the Cardinals are a slight favorite. They're playing their second straight game at home, and the Bills, they got to fly all the way from New York down to Arizona. So it justifies the slight favorite that the Arizona Cardinals are.
That Bills offensive line was absolutely trash. They had 7 sacks last week against the worst defense in the league. And Josh Allen only attempted 38 passes, which is not high at all. And that poor pass protection is not excusable, considering which matchup it was. And with the Cardinals defense, they are getting to the quarterback 7% of the time, so they should have an advantage in this matchup.
Now, the Arizona Cardinals, they got 3 primetime options. Of course, you got the veteran Larry Fitzgerald, who runs great routes and has great hands, and Denard Hopkins, who is the best wide receiver in the game. But now you have Christian Kirk, and this guy's been catching bombs. 50-yard bombs in back-to-back games, 4 touchdowns. Kyler Murray is really looking for him, and he's been stretching out the defense. Now, the Bills, they've been playing elite ball, especially against Seattle. They were able to get Wilson 3 times, and he doesn't normally throw interceptions, but a combination of getting pressure and obviously timing out those routes, those Bills DBs have been looking good. I got to say this matchup is a draw.
Stephon Diggs is having the best season of his career. He's leading the league in receiving yards with 813 on the season and leading receptions as well with 63. Cole Beasley and John Brown will be the second and third option for the Bills, and both of these guys have great speed and route running ability, so they can get separation from just about any defense out there. Now, the Cardinals' pass defense isn't anything to rave about. They're giving up over 7 yards per pass, so the Bills should have the advantage here.
Now, the Arizona Cardinals running game starts with Kyler Murray. This guy is always scrambling, getting to the edge for 5 or 6 yards, or he's doing a read option and you don't know whether it's going to the running back or he's taking it himself. So Kyler Murray really is the focal point of the Arizona Cardinals rushing attack. When you look at the other side of the ball, the Bills, they got good rush defense, but I don't think they're going to be equipped to handle a quarterback quite like Kyler Murray, who's super quick on the outside. So I got to give it an advantage to the Cardinals here.
The Bills are averaging less than 4 yards per rush this year, which ranks them 26th among its 32 teams. So basically, the run game sucks. And the Cardinals' run defense, they're just below the 30th percentile, so you can say it's about evenly matched here.
Now, last week against the Dolphins, the Cardinals' offensive line got an F. They had a strip, fumble, for a touchdown that the Dolphins were able to score. And then when we look at the Bills, they played really well against Wilson. They were able to pressure him and contain him. So I got to give an advantage to the Bills here.
Both teams have the ability to move the ball, but for the Cardinals, they will rely on running to gain yards. But the Bills, they are looking to pass. And on the defensive side, the Buffalo Bills have the slightly better pass defense and run defense. So I think it's pointless to take the spread here. I'm taking the Bills money line in this matchup.
Now remember, we can't predict injuries or the weather, so make sure you follow our Twitter for our official moves. We're 16-4 there, and we are murdering the sports book. Do me a favor and smash that like button and subscribe. Tell us who you're going to be taking in the comments below.
We don't care about favorite teams here. Our focus is on making you money. Follow our social media on Twitter, Instagram, or our webpage. The links are